my planner friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I'm going to be doing my Plan With Me video for the week of March 18th through the 24th. And then on the 22nd, I think the 22nd or 20th or someday this week, spring starts. So it's the first day of spring. And yeah, so I'm going to do a spring theme. And spring is my favorite. Well, fall and spring are my two favorite seasons. So, yeah, so I always look forward to spring when it comes. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what I've got. I've got this Echo Park spring kit that I bought several years ago. It's a 2016, so, and you will have to just ignore my fingernails because they are just nasty. But basically what it is just a spring theme. And then I've got some paper here, a couple pieces of the paper. I also pulled out some flowers that I thought we'd put on there and maybe use some of these little pearl, flat back pearl things. Maybe a little bow on there. And then I have these little flare button things from Dear Lizzie. I like that one and I like this one. So there's a couple on there I thought I would maybe try to incorporate somehow. So let's go ahead and get started. What I think. So when I was picking out the paper, I decided that I wanted to cut the strip out of this paper because it kind of lended itself the way that the design was to kind of be in a strip. So I took that strip and then I'm going to go ahead and put down some paper underneath it just because I felt like it just needed something behind it. And not sure why exactly my camera turned like that blue tint while I was working with this paper. But anyway, I had that cut up and then I put that on the back. And then I'm trying to figure out, do I want it on the top? Do I want it on the bottom? So in order to help me kind of figure it out, I decided that I was just going to go ahead and cut it and put it on that little back pink paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that on there and then try to make up my decision on whether I wanted it on the top or on the bottom. So, and then I also wanted to use just those couple little pearl dot things. So I went ahead and put some of those on there. And then I was just moving them around. And then after I moved the one to the bottom, I'm like, oh, I like it that way. So I put one on the top and one on the bottom. So, and then I used some of that floral paper on the side. And then when I did that, I decided to put this little piece on the side as well, just to kind of balance out the two different pages. And now I'm going to go ahead and use my glue tape here and from Glue Dots and just get that adhered on. And then as I was doing the page, I didn't really like the gray lines in the planner. I just felt like they were not going with the color scheme. So I decided to go ahead and cover them with that really thin, like kind of glittery teal washi. And that, I believe, I got at the Dollar Tree in those little packets that you get at Dollar Tree. So, yeah, so I just went ahead and covered up the lines, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue some lace to the bottom of the planner. I have this really cute, like, florally yellow lace, just to cover up some of the decoration on the bottom. And as I did it, I noticed that some of that little words on the side there were kind of not being covered up by the lace. So I just took some white little washi tape that I had here and I just put that on the bottom to cover up the words. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get that glued on, and I used my Fabri-Tac tape runner there. And you can see I pulled out a bunch of flowers, but I'm going to be using those later on. But right now it's going to be sticker time. All right, so I literally had very little things going on this week. Um, I have a pretty big event on Wednesday that I'm going to for my church, and I have my Thursday night game night. But other than that, I really don't have a lot going on. I'm hoping I can get some crafting done this week. I want to work in my junk journal and things like that. So hopefully I'll have some time to do that. And okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and work on my journal card. And I had that sticker from the sticker sheet that said spring, and then that little word that said hello. So I just wrote hello spring. And I just put that on there first, and then I wanted to cut it because I wanted to cut it the size of the little banner there. But ultimately, I did actually have to cut it more at the end of the video, so I'll show you that when I get to that piece. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add some flowers to the journal card and just have a little floral. I just feel like floral is kind of like essential for a spring spread. So for a layout for spring, so I just decided to go ahead and add a little cluster of flowers on the side here. That flower that's in the middle, I got from my friend Kim from Creative Practicalities. She gave me a whole box of spring stuff, and I'll go ahead and leave that video link at the top here if you want to take a look at that. You can just click on that little eye, and she gave me a whole fun stuff box of spring stuff, and I made a junk journal out of. So thanks, Kim, for that flower. And that kind of just pulled it all together, and then I added just a couple little flowers that I mostly got it Tuesday morning, mostly. But I just made a little cluster, and I'm just showing you here kind of how I'm gluing them on. So I laid out the cluster how I wanted it, and then I'm kind of just gluing each layer on. So I kind of start with the bottom and work my way up. And that is going to add some bulk to my planner, but I don't mind that at all because typically I've got quite a few planners all together for the year, so I don't mind having a little bulk in my planner. I don't carry it with me, I just keep it at home. And then I wanted to just add another little sticker onto the side just to add another element of decoration. So I did use some foam stickers to pop that off the page a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and get it in my planner. And that is what the layout looks like. I'm not thrilled with it, but I like it okay. It's definitely not my favorite spring spread, but I like it okay. And then, like you see, I had to cut it a little bit more and then hole punch it again, so I'm just doing that there. And that's it. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.